Hello people of YouTube, you join us at Jebel Hafeet near Dubai and we are here to ride this. This motorcycle is the new Ducati Diavel V4. In terms of styling, this may be just the best Ducati Diavel made to this date because it has got new design elements throughout the motorcycle. Things like the single-sided swing arm have been left intact, but this motorcycle gets a new aluminium monocoque frame, and that has allowed Ducati to increase the styling element like never before. There's an air intake over here and contrasting color panels down there. The V4 engine is the main attraction, and the whole design sweeps back into this 4-tailpipe muffler, finishing in the exposed and rather large rear wheel. Ducati have also given a lot of importance into designing the tail lamp of this motorcycle because this is one of the most beautiful tail lamp units I have ever seen on any motorcycle I've ridden so far. The main attraction of the Diavel V4 is obviously the V4 Granturismo, the engine that we have already seen in the multi-strada V4. But in this motorcycle, this 1158cc motor makes 168 horsepower and 126 Newton meters of peak torque. In addition to being violently ballistic and tremendously smooth at the same time, what Ducati are offering with this engine additionally is cylinder deactivation technology. When under 4000 RPM, in a situation where a lot of torque is not needed, the V4 engine shuts down its rear bank of cylinders, essentially transforming into a parallel twin. The suspension on the Ducati is managed by a 50 mm fully adjustable upside down fork at the front and a fully adjustable monoshock unit at the rear. Braking is managed by floating discs bitten on by Brembo Stylomar calipers and a similar single disc setup at the rear. In addition to this, other rider aids offer include Ducati traction control, Ducati wheelie control and cornering ABS. Riding position may just be the most comfortable one I've experienced on a Ducati Diavel. The handlebars are now 20 mm closer to the rider, but Ducati have left the 790 mm seat height intact. What this means is that this motorcycle is now a lot easier to handle than it was previously. Furthermore, fully fueled with this 20-litre fuel tank, this motorcycle weighs 236 kilograms, which is a whopping 13 kilos lighter than the previous DVT Diavel. The instrument cluster on the new Diavel is essentially all that you need while riding. Because this is not a fancy unit, it's a very basic small LCD display that gives you all the information you need at a glance. There's gear indicator, fuel gauge, speedometer and the menu through which you choose your riding modes and different throttle maps. Ducati are offering 4 riding modes with this motorcycle. They are Touring, Sport, Urban and Wet. In Wet and Urban you get 115 horsepower. But in Touring and Sport you get the full 168 horsepower. Now in Touring mode I would recommend you ride with the smooth throttle map because then what you get is a very linear, progressive throttle response that allows you to take complete advantage of all the torque on tap and more importantly lets you enjoy a seamless and brisk ride. If you want to enjoy the twisties, then you switch it into Sport mode and switch on the dynamic throttle map. In that, you get a very aggressive throttle response that is very, very intuitive to even the smallest of throttle openings. On the Jebel Hafeet road, which is a set of twisties that go up and downhill, this Ducati Diavel was a surprise because it was so easy to handle. The suspension setup is just right and supports very active, very performance-oriented cornering. As I got used to the bike, I lost myself in the riding and we were doing speeds in excess of 150 kilometers an hour and this motorcycle stayed planted throughout, giving me the confidence to push it even further. With a 240 section rear tire and a tire to complement it at the front, this motorcycle will lean as much as you want it to, stopping only when the peg starts scraping. And if this motorcycle is able to do it, that should show you just how nimble and agile the new Diavel V4 is.
126 actual. Target is in the main house. You have execute authority.
Bravo 6. Going dark.
Over the past decade, the V4 engine has been Ducati's greatest development. From the Desmosedici Stradale, they have manufactured the Granturismo V4, and when it made its way into the Diavel, it feels just right, because this is what the Diavel really needed. And now it makes a strong case for itself as a remarkable sports cruiser that also has a long touring capability. Now, if touring is your essential use, then Ducati are offering a plethora of accessories to support that. But if you are looking forward to riding on the twisties and just carrying speed through corners, then in sport mode you have that on tap as well. At the time of this video, we have not received this motorcycle in India and a launch date has not been announced, and therefore I don't have the price. But regardless, this is one motorcycle you definitely want to have in your garage. This is Joshua Verghese for Bike India. If you have any questions or any doubts at all, leave them in the comment section and we will get back to you. And if you liked our content, as always, support us by liking, sharing and subscribing. Thank you.